Welcome SUPH to our presentation on chapter number 5, Father's Help, and this is part 7 of our presentation. So in our previous presentation we have done page number 45, right? We have done page number 45. So in this presentation we are going to continue this chapter. So now what happened? Swaminathan, he was standing in front of his class, right? So Swaminathan, he was standing in front of the entrance of the class, and then Samuel teacher, he was teaching arithmetic, and then for a moment he saw Swaminathan standing on the entrance of the class. Then he asked Samuel, right, that are you just coming to the school? कि तुम अभी are you just coming to the class? कि तुम just अभी आए हो क्या क्लास में? So now Swaminathan, he replied, yes sir. What did Swaminathan say? He said, yes sir. You are half an hour late. Now his teacher Samuel, he said that you are half an hour late. तुम आधा घंटा late हो. I know it. Swaminathan hoped that he would be attacked now, and he almost prayed, God of Tirupati, please make Samuel beat me. Now what happened? Swaminathan, he said, I know it. Okay, and then he hoped, he prayed to the god of Tirupati. So Tirupati, god of Tirupati, is very famous in South India, right? He's a very famous god, and he is most commonly worshipped over there. So Swaminathan, he prayed to god of Tirupati that please make Samuel beat me. Please make Samuel beat me. Okay, then Samuel, he asked Swaminathan that why are you late? Then Swaminathan, he wanted to reply just to see what you can do, but he merely said, I have a headache, sir. Now what happened? Swaminathan who wanted to reply, मतलब वो reply करना चाहता था. Now in the sense कि वो थोड़ा अजीब सा आंसर देना चाहता था जिससे सैमुअल को थोड़ा गुस्सा आए, ठीक है? But just to see what you can do, but he merely said, I have a headache. So Swaminathan, he wanted to say something, wanted to reply in such a way that would make Samuel very angry, and then Samuel is going to beat him up. But when he was going to give a reply, he merely said, that I am a headache, sir. I am having a headache, sir. ठीक है, कि मेरे को हेडेक हो रहा था, इसकी वजह से because of this I came late to the school. Now then why did you come to the school at all? Now the teacher Samuel, he asked Swaminathan, then if you are having a headache, then why did you come to the school? Then the most unexpected question from Samuel. My father said that I shouldn't miss the class, sir, and said Swaminathan. So what happened? Samuel, he asked that why did you come to the school if you are having a headache? If you are having a headache, you should not come to the school, right? So then what happened? Now this was the most unexpected question from Samuel to Swaminathan. मतलब स्वामीनाथन के हिसाब से वो बहुत ही अनएक्सपेक्टेड था. ऐसा कभी सैमुअल कभी पूछता ही नहीं था उसके अकॉर्डिंग कि तुम क्यों लेट आए, राइट? ही वॉज गेटिंग मोर पोलाइटेड विद हिम. देन व्हाट हैपन? He replied, Swaminathan, he replied, my father said that I should not miss the class. Okay, so what did Swaminathan, he replied? He replied that his father said that he should not miss a class. उसको classes miss नहीं करनी चाहिए. He should attend the class. Okay, now this seemed to impress Samuel. Your father is quite right, a very sensible man. We want more parents like him. Now what did Samuel do? Samuel, by hearing this, got very impressed. मतलब बहुत खुश हो गए थे ये आंसर सुन के that Swaminathan's father, he told him that he should not miss any class, right? Now Samuel, he got very impressed with it. He got very happy by hearing this. Now your father is quite right. Now his teacher Samuel, he said that your father is quite right. तुम्हारे जो father है वो सही बोलते हैं. He's very sensible person. We want more parents like him, right? Oh, you poor worm, Swaminathan thought. You don't know what my father has done to you. He was more puzzled than ever about Samuel's character. Now what happened? Samuel, he said to Swaminathan, he said to Samuel that, oh, you poor worm. ये उनके लिए यूज़ करते हैं, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना बेचारा. तो ऐसे ही स्वामीनाथन ने सैमुअल के लिए बोला था, ओ यू पुअर वर्म. नाउ स्वामीनाथन thought that, oh you poor worm. उसने सोचा, right? Now you don't know what my father has done to you. तो he said, he in his mind, वो अपने मन में बोल रहा था कि you don't know that what my father has done to you. तुम्हें नहीं पता कि मेरे पापा जो मेरे फादर हैं उन्हें क्या किया है. Because he wrote a letter against Samuel teacher, right? So that's why he was saying that. Now he was more puzzled than ever about Samuel's character. Now because of this, see, Swaminathan, he has told a lie to his father. Now his father has given him the letter and he has said him to give it to the headmaster first. And then when he entered the class, there was an unexpected behavior of Samuel teacher, that he was behaving very politely to Swaminathan and he was not at all scolding him, right? So he was like very confused on that day, that is Samuel a good teacher or a bad teacher. He totally got confused. Okay, all right, go to your seat. Have you still a headache? So all right, go to your seat. So Samuel said that all right, you can go to your seat, to Swaminathan. And he also asked Swaminathan that, are you having a headache now also? Then Swaminathan, he replied, slightly sir, मतलब हल्का दर्द हो रहा है, हल्का headache हो रहा है, like that. Swaminathan went to his seat with a bleeding heart. He had never met a man so good as Samuel. The teacher was inspecting the home lessons, which usually produced, at least according to Swaminathan's expression, scenes of great violence. Notebooks would be flung at faces, boys would be abused, caned, and made to stand on benches. But today, Samuel appeared to have developed more tolerance and gentleness. Now, what happened? Swaminathan, he went to his seat with a bleeding heart. Now, what does bleeding heart over here means? It means feeling too much kindness towards somebody who other people think does not deserve kindness. तो उन लोगों के लिए काइंडनेस दिखाना जिनके लिए नॉर्मली जो और लोग होते हैं, दूसरे लोग हैं, वो बिल्कुल भी काइंडनेस नहीं दिखाते, उनके लिए हम काइंडनेस अगर दिखा रहे हैं, सो फॉर दैट वी यूज़ विद अ ब्लीडिंग हार्ट. ठीक है. सो स्वामीनाथन वेंट टू हिज सीट विद अ ब्लीडिंग हार्ट. नाउ ही हैड नेवर मेट अ मैन सो गुड एज सैमुअल. ओके. नाउ the teacher was inspecting the home lessons. मतलब the teacher was checking the homework of each and every student in the class. Now what was going on in the class? The teacher was checking the home lessons of all the students. Now with this, Swaminathan, he started thinking that if the students, they are not going to do the homework, now have not done the homework, those students, so Samuel is going to get very violent, like he is going to get very angry. He is going to throw the books on the faces of the students, right? And then he is going to abuse the students, the boys. Okay, he's going to abuse the boys, and then he's going to cane them, मतलब स्केल से पीटेंगे उनके हाथ को, and made them stand up, right? और उनको क्या करेंगे? स्टूडेंट्स को पनिशमेंट देंगे that you have to stand on the benches, they have to stand on the benches. But today, लेकिन आज क्या हुआ? Samuel appeared to have developed more patience and tolerance. ठीक है. तो सैमुअल, आज क्या हुआ? सैमुअल को देख के ऐसा लग रहा था कि उन्हें और टॉलरेंस डेवलप की है और जेंटलनेस, मतलब वो बिल्कुल भी गुस्सा नहीं हो रहे थे on that day. He pushed away the bad notebooks. What he did? He pushed away the bad notebooks. Okay, so he pushed away the bad books, just touched the student with the cane, never made anyone stand, and he never made anyone stand up for more than a few minutes. Now what happened? Those people who have not done the homework, जिन लोगों ने homework नहीं किया, so those bad books, okay, what Samuel did, he just मूव दम असाइड, उनको थोड़ा साइड में उन्हें पुश किया, एंड देन ही टच द स्टूडेंट विद द केन, और उन स्टूडेंट्स जिन्हें वर्क नहीं किया है उनको स्केल से जस्ट टच करके ही वॉज वॉकिंग ऑन एंड चेकिंग द अदर स्टूडेंट्स होमवर्क. and he never made the students who have not done the homework stand more than a minute. कुछ मिनट्स के लिए तो उन लोग स्टूडेंट्स को खड़ा रखा था, एंड आफ्टर दैट ही आस्क्ड देम टू सिट डाउन. ठीक है. नाउ स्वामीनाथन्स turn came. He almost thanked God for the chance. Swaminathan, where is your homework? Now what happens? Swaminathan's turn also came. Now it was the turn of Swaminathan. He had to show his homework to the teacher Samuel. So now he almost thanked God for a chance. Now he almost was going to thank to the God. At that time what happened? Samuel, he asked Swaminathan that, Swaminathan, where is your homework? तुम्हारा homework किधर है? I have not done my homework, sir, he said blandly. So what happened? Swaminathan, he replied to his teacher that he has not done the homework. उसने homework ही नहीं किया. Okay. Now there was a pause. Now what happened? Swaminathan, he said that he has not done the homework, so he became quiet now. And Samuel also, he was not responding to it. So there was a pause. Why? Headache? Asked Samuel. तो Samuel ने पूछा क्यों? Was it headache? Headache की वजह से तुमने नहीं किया था homework? So Swaminathan replied, yes sir. Okay. All right, sit down. Swaminathan sat down, wondering what have come over Samuel. The period came to an end and he felt desolate. The last period for the day was again taken by Samuel. He came this time to teach them Indian history. The period began at 3:45 and ended at 4:30. Now what happened? Samuel, he asked Swaminathan that, all right, sit down. ठीक है, बैठ जाओ. Okay, Swaminathan sat down, wondering what have come over Samuel. Swaminathan, he sat down and he was thinking that what has come over the Samuel, matlab what has happened to Samuel, but he is not getting angry on him, on Swaminathan, that why he did not do his homework. Now the period came to an end. Now what happened? The maths arithmetic period, it ended, khatam ho gaya. Now Swaminathan, he felt desolate, matlab he felt very sad. Okay. Now the last period, okay, so the last period was the day, the last period for the day was again taken by Samuel. So now what happened? The last period was also taken by the teacher Samuel, and that period was about Indian history. So Samuel, he used to teach arithmetic to Swaminathan and Indian history also. So the last period was of Samuel and he was going to teach Indian history to them. And the period began at 3:45 and ended at 4:30. Now what happened? In the Indian history period, the last period, it started at 3:45 and then it ended at 4:30. Now Swaminathan had sat through the previous periods thinking acutely. He could not devise any means of provoking Samuel. Now when the clock struck 4, he felt desperate. Half an hour more. Samuel was reading the portion describing Vasco da Gama's arrival in India. The boys listened in half languor. Okay. Swaminathan suddenly asked at the top of his voice, why did not Columbus come to India, sir? He lost his way. I can't believe it. He is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. So, now what happened? Swaminathan had set to the previous periods. अब जो पहले periods हुए थे, last period and the arithmetic period, उसके बीच में जितने भी periods थे वो उन periods में बैठा हुआ था और वो सोच रहा था that he could not devise any, like वो सोच रहा था कि किस तरह से वो Samuel teacher को गुस्सा करेगा, like by how, what means that he is going to make Samuel teacher get angry, but he could not find any means to provoke him. Okay. Now when the clock struck 4 and जैसे ही clock में 4 o'clock हुआ, struck 4, he felt desperate. Half an hour more. Now he felt a bit scared that now there is half an hour more for the school, like for the classes to get over. Okay. Now what happened? Samuel was reading the portion describing Vasco da Gama's arrival in India. So what happened? Samuel, he was reading the portion. Samuel, the teacher, what he was doing? He was teaching the students about Vasco da Gama's arrival in India. That how did Vasco da Gama he arrived to the India? About that. Okay. Now the boys listened in half linger. So what happened? The boys, they were listening about it in a state of being lazy or tired. ठीक है, फुली एक्टिव नहीं, एकदम लेजी हो गए वो पूरा इंडियन हिस्ट्री की क्लास को अटेंड कर रहे थे. वी ऑल ऑल्सो डू दिस व्हेन इट इज़ आर SST classes, right? Civics, history, or geography class, right? We all attended in a state of languor. We do not attend the classes in full energy like how we attend the classes of maths and science. We are half asleep in the class of SST, right? Yes, most of us sleep in this class. We feel such a boring period. So that's how the boys, they were listening to the Indian history. Now Swaminathan, he suddenly asked at the top of his voice. What happened? Swaminathan, he suddenly shouted on his voice, like on top of his voice. वो इतनी ज़ोर से बोल रहा था. And what did he say? Why did not Columbus come to India, sir? Now what did Swaminathan ask? That why did not Columbus come to India? Sir, he lost his way? I can't believe it. It is unbelievable, sir. So उसने पूछा सर से कि why did Columbus he did not come to India? Did he lost his way? क्या वो अपने रास्ता खो गए थे इंडिया की तरफ आने का? I can't believe it. मैं ये believe ही नहीं कर सकता. It's unbelievable, sir. Okay. Now, why? The Samuel, he asked, why? Such a great man, would he have not known the way? Now Swaminathan, he replied, he's such a great man. Columbus is such a great man. He wouldn't have he should be expert in knowing the ways. उसको तो सारे रास्ते पता होने चाहिए, तो वो कैसे भूल सकता है रास्ता? Don't shout. I can hear you quite well. So what happened? Samuel, he said to Swaminathan that don't shout, चिल्लाओ मत. I can hear you quite well. मैं तुम्हें सही से सुन सकता हूँ. Okay, I can hear you. I'm not shouting, sir. This is my ordinary voice that God has given me. How can I help it? Now what happened? Samuel, he said to the teacher that he's not shouting. I'm not shouting, sir. This is my ordinary voice. मतलब ये मेरी normal voice है. And God has given me that ये मेरी normal voice है. मैं चिल्ला नहीं रहा हूँ, ये मेरी normal voice है. इतनी ज़ोर से मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ, it is my normal voice. It's my ordinary voice. How can I help it? मतलब मैं कैसे इसको धीरे कर सकता हूँ? Okay. So this is it for this presentation. We are going to continue this chapter in our next presentation. So thank you.